31B arrangement and they won't get as much tax benefit out of it. Claims are good. Not run like an insurance company. No attempt to meet the capital requirements. No premium income. Runoff delayed to take advantage of tax exemption. So in a 501c15 where you're not paying tax on your investment income, if you start, you're done insuring and you start to let that money sit there, that's a bad thing, not a good thing. Concentration of risk, we've already talked about that the service is litigating this case. We talked about, here's another concentration risk where they had 41.7%, 32%, 13.2%, 13.1% of the premiums for a group. And the service said that you had to, what they were looking for, and again, this is exempt or group, not the insurance branch, they wanted to see no more than 15% of the premiums in a single entity. That's not really the right rule, or it's not really the right site, but that was their view. Here's another one where they applied, there's another one where they had the same situation where they had 30.6% related. This is the same concept. The service is always looking at the number of insureds. Here, they applied this rule we talked about earlier about multi-member LLCs are insureds. Each general partner of a limited partnership is an insured. You can look at the you can look at the slides on that. Homogeneity, we talked about that before. When we compute this 50% unrelated business, do you have to do it on a line-by-line basis, or can you do it just on an entity-by-entity basis? And here, the national office has not taken a position, but the exempt org group
has taken
said
one.
The various risks were not homogeneous and thus must be separated from one another, analyzed separately as to whether or not there's risk distribution as to that risk. That's not what the industry believes, but that's what at least they did there. And they also didn't like the 30% unrelated business. Pooling. There are 3 different ways to do pooling, essentially. And there's some authority for each of these. Most of it is not official. So you can have the operating side. So I'm Blue Company Group and I insure with Blue Insurance Company. Yellow company, operating company with yellow, red with red. You get the drill. And I think from my kindergarten days that these are the 3 primary colors, and if you put the 3 primary colors together, at least on the light spectrum, you'll come up with white. So that's why we've got white over there. And then we've got a little caveat here. This is just 3 entities. You'd want to have more in a pool. So this just illustrates it. So red put in 45% of the risk and now gets 45% of the overall amount. So this works, although again, 45%, 35%, 20% are not. So you can have the fronting company, you have the related captives then go through a mixer on the back end, which is an entity, or you can do the same thing not through a back-end company, but through a series of contracts. And there's some recent